Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your October 2024 tarot card reading. Okay, well, this card really wants to come out. Frustration. Okay, now it's kind of an interesting month astrologically, okay? We have the eclipse in Libra on the 2nd. We have Jupiter stationing retrograde. We have Pluto stationing direct. So there's definitely things kind of turning around and things pivoting, and we don't have a ton of control over a lot of external things or a lot of external people. And I am getting a feeling through all the readings. You're the last one that I'm doing this month. So all the previous 11 readings that I've done, there's been some kind of relational stuff, external world stuff that we're going to need to contend with. I don't know that right now is the most internalized time where it's all about personal self-development or whatever. I think we're at a place where we're good with a lot of that stuff. Now, I'm not saying we're totally complete and perfect, but we're good with all the work that we've done thus far. And realizing that not everyone is doing the work, realizing that not everyone is wanting to grow and not everyone is wanting to make improvements. And, that can be a frustration. And you're still going to have to interact with those people, right? Those are the people you go to work with. They're people, family members, they're brothers and sisters. They're around, right? So let's see what else comes out for you, Virgo. Lay a solid foundation. I do think you are very future focused right now, especially having Jupiter in the 10th house. You are looking toward where your life is going, and there are going to be some big moves that you're going to need to make. You're going to need to eliminate a lot of stuff, especially with the Scorpio energy starting to come online. We start the month off with Venus in Scorpio, and then later on in the month, of course, we'll have the Sun and Mercury come in as well. So Scorpio is more about elimination, and we want to clear the path for the things that are working, for the things we are genuinely passionate about, by getting rid of everything that doesn't really fit. And that's all for the future. It's all for the life that you're hoping to build and the person that you're hoping to become. It's not the easiest process clearly. And I kind of like how this image kind of has a square peg and a round hole. Like maybe there's going to be something where we feel like we're trying to force something to fit and it just simply will not. So let's see what the tarot cards have to say for Virgo. We'll start with 3 tarot cards. Okay. I saw the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Speaking of the future, the Star. So the 5 of Cups, I want to start there because this really does indicate the release and the letting go of the things that just genuinely are not working. Now, the 5 of Cups, there could be some element of abandonment, and this has also been a theme for the month as well, that likely we are kind of looking at something and saying, you know what, it's not worth it. This project isn't worth it. This salary, it's not worth it. Like whatever it is, it's just not worth it. And you might have that inclination to just kind of call it a loss and say, okay, well, this wasn't for me. This wasn't my destiny. This wasn't where I was really supposed to go. This wasn't how it was supposed to be. So let's just pack it up and move on. And I want to be really, really clear about this. I'm not advocating just completely giving up. There's a big difference between allowing yourself to be defeated versus realizing that something is just not for you. 2 totally different things. So if you're doing something that you're passionate about, you'll probably stay the course with that. But anything that you're kind of on autopilot with, that you're feeling very disconnected from, that you're not feeling really matters anymore, those are likely going to be the things that you say, I don't have the energy for this. I don't have the energy to keep it intact. I don't have the energy to keep it going. So it might be time for you to let it go. Now I want to come back to the Wheel of Fortune because this whole 5 of Cups is likely happening because other really positive things are going on in your life. It's making you realize that you're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune says things are changing. And to be honest, they are changing quickly. I don't normally see speed with the Wheel of Fortune, but I absolutely see speed this month. Things are not going to just drag on and on and on. And things are not going to, you're not going to have to wait months and months to start seeing results. It's like, no, things are formulating now, probably in front of your eyes. Like there might be some aspect of your life that is changing so quickly, and you know it, and it might even be a little bit scary or nerve-wracking, and yet you're all for it. You're all in. I think Virgo is all in with what they're doing, like 1,000%. It's exhilarating, it's exciting, and what I love about the star right next to it is there is some element of liberation. And we are in this process of liberating ourselves from things that have been very oppressive. So again, financial situations, certain relationships, a job, a living situation, whatever, we're finding a way to get some space from those things. The star also kind of has this notion of belonging. And Virgo, you might be transitioning into a place where you can feel like you genuinely belong. So if it is like maybe a new job, you'll feel really good in that new company. If it's a new relationship, you'll feel really safe and secure in that relationship. If it's a new salary, right? This is a place where you're like, yep, I definitely was supposed to be at this salary. This is exactly where I belong. This feels great, you know? But there are improvements that are happening in your life. Rightfully so. You know, I think there have been a lot of zodiac signs that have been pushing and been really working. And I think you're one of them. You've been pushing, you've been working, you've been doing everything you can to make those improvements. I don't know if you've seen them yet. And so now it's a time where you really start to see them. And there's a huge contrast between things that are working and things that are not. And maybe that contrast wasn't as clear before. You know, maybe it wasn't as obvious that something wasn't working because you told yourself, oh, you know what, I just got to put more work into it. I got to invest into it a little bit more. I have to do a little more, a little more, a little more, and more and more and more. And just like, I just don't think that's it. I don't think that's where it's at. I'm sensing a feeling of like ease with the Wheel of Fortune and the star. Like there's a lot of hope and healing that comes through with the star. You know, and it doesn't have to be so complicated. And I'm not seeing it getting complicated for Virgo. At least not the future stuff, not the new stuff that you're bringing in. It all feels really straightforward. And there could be multiple areas of your life where you're seeing improvement. Maybe it's not just one. So we have strength, we have the Two of Cups, and we have the High Priestess. So the Two of Cups, it's funny that we got the Two of Cups where we have the Two of Cups that are standing upright here in the Five of Cups. 3 are spilled, 2 are still standing, and it's the 2 that are still standing that matter. Because the 2 that are still standing is what's working. It's what is good. And clearly the Two of Cups has something to do with some kind of a relationship or a creative endeavor or some type of new contract that you've signed, you know, whatever the case is, but there's some kind of union happening. Like I say, there's a lot of external stuff going on. It's not really a month where we're going to be doing a huge internal deep dive. Now, there might be things that go on that kind of make us self-reflect and whatnot, but it's just, I don't know, it just feels very real world to me. And all the things that we're contending with are needing to be contended with also in the real world, in the physical plane. Relationships are things that happen in the physical plane. Conversations are things, idea exchange, brainstorming, contracts, collaboration, all that kind of stuff is in the physical plane. Now, the Two of Cups is also a lot of synchronized energy, meaning 2 people are just really on the same page. There's a lot of agreement. There's a lot of, open flow where the 2 of you are just really vibing On the basis level, a Two of Cups can really just indicate a high quality conversation. Okay. But on a really high level, it could be a soulmate type of connection. And when we're thinking about the future and solid foundations, like, yeah, we are thinking about where things can go and how we can do this together. How can we build this new institution together? How can we grow together? And it's very expansion oriented with the Wheel of Fortune right on top. And maybe this is a place where you also feel a sense of belonging with that Two of Cups. And that's great and that's beautiful. But Virgo, I am seeing this Strength card in the very center, meaning this does likely kind of challenge you a little bit. I think it puts you in a position where you have to be brave and you have to be courageous and you have to be willing to break patterns and say goodbye to things. And you have to be willing to, again, go all in on something that matters to you. And we know that Virgo is a hyper independent zodiac sign, right? We know that Virgo symbolized by the Virgin, but in ancient days, it wasn't like a sexual thing the way we always use that word now, but it was more about the untouchable, the impenetrable, the soul that could not be penetrated or tainted in any way. There's a purity there in terms of you being completely and totally self-possessed. So when I see the Two of Cups, I'm seeing you maybe opening up to something really new. Now, I know a lot of you are married and you're in relationships and stuff. I'm not saying you're not capable of that stuff. Obviously you are, but I do think this is causing you to have to stretch a little bit. You're having to open your heart a little bit and incorporate someone else in a way that might be different for you. Now, I'm not really seeing the frustration here yet. We'll see what else comes out in the rest of the three cards that I pull. But if it was just this 6, I would say the frustration would mostly come through the letting go and realizing that something doesn't fit. And then also realizing that you kind of have to be someone else if there's something that you really want that you weren't able to get before and is now on your doorstep and you can easily just grab it, but it's going to require kind of a different approach from you. You're going to have to be a little bit different. You're going to have to be the person that can have a Two of Cups in their life. Because a lot of times we have Two of Cups opportunities to unify with someone or something, and we tend to push those away because we talk ourselves into not being ready, or we tell ourselves we're not ready, or we tell ourselves now's not the right time, or they're not the right person, or whatever the case may be. And yet now it's saying, is that really what you want, Virgo? Do you want to push this Two of Cups away when everything is suggesting that it's time to expand beyond what has been known for so long? And the High Priestess is coming out and it's kind of like a little antagonizing. It's like, Virgo, like, what are you doing, Virgo? Like, don't play that game. Don't play that game with yourself. Don't play that game with other people. You don't have to play any games. Because when you know, you know. And that's also a theme for the month that I've been seeing for a lot of zodiac signs too. It's just when you know, you know. And the thing about the High Priestess, right? She's always holding that Torah, that scroll, the scroll of truth. And it's kind of like, yeah, you know the truth, Virgo. You know the truth. You know what is going on. You know what this is all about. We don't want to play dumb here, okay? We know what this is all about. And you either step up to the plate or you don't. That's it. That's all it is. You either do or you don't. What else? What else does Virgo need to know here for October? 3 more cards. 7 of Cups. So the 7 of Cups is the confusion, the options, the choices. I don't even think that's real For some reason, the Two of Cups is really hitting me pretty hard, even more than the major arcana, which is interesting. You got a lot of major arcana in this reading, so it is kind of a loud reading for you, Virgo. But the Two of Cups just feels like this, again, the word belonging is coming out real strong. I feel like the Two of Cups is quote unquote where you belong. And yet there is confusion here. Now keep in mind that Mars is going to be moving through pre-shadow near the end of October. As the sun moves into Scorpio, which is Mars ruled, Mars itself in Cancer is going to be pre-shadow. So the time before is retrograde. And that's going to really start messing with things a little bit. There's going to be some interesting things that likely happen. I just don't want to see you psyching yourself out. I don't want to see you doubting people. Now we'll see what clarifies here and what clarifies here, because there might be a little bit of a different story that emerges. It's just kind of interesting. We've got so many cups coming out. Tells me that even though this is not really the most emotional time, you really are being driven by emotion right now. And the emotions can be really all over the place, and they can flip-flop. And they can be one thing one week, and then the next week they can be the opposite. Maybe that's where the strength comes in. Maybe that's a part of where the strength is being able to really contain the emotion and not act out or react so heavily to the emotion, because the Seven of Cups feels so contradictory, because I don't think you actually are confused. I don't think you actually have doubt. I don't think you actually are struggling. There might be something that feels a little overwhelming and there's a lot, but maybe that's because things do seem to be kind of moving kind of fast with these upper cards up here. This might be the part of you that kind of says, is it okay? Is it safe? Do I need to pump the brakes? Do I need to pull back? Do I need to scale back? But what's interesting is every single time you're going to come back and you're going to be like, no, because the scenario that you're in a way, I'm wondering, Two of Cups, if this is just kind of the type of agreement or the type of relationship or the type of scenario that you've been manifesting, you just don't know how to handle it now that it's here. And you don't know how to handle it now that it's moving so quickly and it's really becoming your future. It's becoming your life at a rapid pace. And you are being asked to let go of things at a rapid pace as well. Even though you know you need to, and even though you probably want to let things go, it's just, it also feels like it's so much in your power. This is not something that's being taken away from you by the universe. It's not something that's, just simply dissolving and washing away. It's, you are choosing specifically to let that go so that this new chapter can open up, and you are in command of all of this. And I'm wondering if being in that power seat is a little disarming. The one thing to keep in mind with the Six of Coins is that there's always this inflow, outflow that's going on. And there's a lot of reciprocity as well. So in the spirit of reciprocity, I look at this Two of Cups and I say, okay, there's clearly reciprocity going on. There's an equality. So again, there's two people that are on the same page about something. So whether this is a romance or a friendship or an employer or a new house, like you're trying to buy a house or whatever, everyone seems to be on the same page, and there's a lot of give and take, and things are going to work out equally, and everyone's going to be happy with the outcome. But there's also an inflow, outflow with the Six of Coins too, where once you eliminate, something must come in to fill that. And there's immediate elimination here. But keep in mind, it's kind of like the story of the top row. We have the incoming, we have the attraction, you're bringing new things in. There's a lot of acquisition going on. You're integrating new things, new people, new relationships in your life. And yet there's also that, okay, well, I have to make space for that, because this stuff here is so big. It's like going shopping and buying basically a whole new wardrobe and then coming home and realizing that your whole wardrobe is already full. So you have to get rid of a lot of old stuff in order for that new wardrobe to fit. See what I'm saying? And that's a part of what's going on here as well. Now, I look at this Two of Wands and I'm seeing dedicated focus for Virgo. I'm seeing that you are relentless in your pursuit of your goals. Probably one of the reasons why this is happening here to begin with. Because you have been relentless, you have been pushing, you have been determined to make sure those goals come to fruition. You're in a high visionary place right now, Virgo, and I don't want to see you lose that anytime soon. I think that's an excellent place for you to be. Jupiter in the 10th house, obviously. So, I know that your future is really pulling like suction cup, like a vacuum. It's kind of sucking you forward a little bit. And probably there's something about the rate at which this is happening, but there is something about how quickly it's pulling you forward at a rate that you weren't expecting it to pull you forward at. Okay? But I think good things. I really do. I think you're in a solid place. You're emotionally and spiritually ready. And we're going to see if we can't get more about this frustration card too with the clarifier. So let's start opening all these cards up. We're going to pull 3 cards per card, so a lot more. We're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes, so if you want to join, you are more than welcome. That video will be found in the description box in the comment thread if you look for the comprehensive reading, okay? All right, so let's take a look at the Wheel of Fortune. 5 of Swords, 7 of Coins. Immediately, I'm seeing the frustration with the 5 of Swords. Hermit, the Virgo card, love that. Beautiful Ace of Cups, 6 of Swords, 5 of Coins. The Hierophant. Ten of Swords, 3 of Cups. Oh, that's interesting, the 3 of Cups. 7 of Swords, 10 of Coins. Okay, now I'm understanding the 7 of Cups a lot more with that 7 of Swords. Page, we've got the 2 of Swords, 9 of Wands, and another Wheel of Fortune in the very center. Beautiful. 6 of Coins again, and Knight of Wands. Justice, which doesn't surprise me. It's been coming out almost in every reading. It is Libra season. That's the Libra card. 7 of Wands. Queen of Wands. The Star. 10 of Wands. There's the hard work. 5 of Wands. The Empress. And last but not least, for Virgo, Queen of Cups. King of Swords, and the Lovers. Okay. All right, Virgo, this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. Again, the link is in the description box and the pinned comment thread down below. Thank you all so much. I hope you have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon.